And now all I have to do is not touch anything for a while and hope that something is actually happening.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Okay, now it says I'm live on both of them, which is fucking stellar.
Okay. Question is, can they hear you?
Okay, it is happening.
Oh, I hear two of you.
Such is my evil power. I'm gonna delete this first one, even though it is better because I did more work on it in the background. Um, and I'm gonna get a new link into chat for people, so that they can know where to go. And then, at last, we will be cooking.
Yes.
I guess so. As I was saying it, I was like, I don't want to say that.
Cooking with, I was say petroleum. That is not the right
also,
word.
also gas. Um, so I made little whatchamacallit. I made a little playlist today so that you guys can listen to Chris Rin's first 15 episodes chapters of Alternate Universe, which is the starting story for this story. If you're confused by anything, it's because there's a quarter of a book that you haven't read yet that's at the start of this story. So this
Yes.
is 22 seconds later. It's what would have happened in chapter 15 if Sullux and Karkat had arrived 22 seconds later, when Karkat got a mysterious tug on his soul that made him have to go in a
Well,
direction as fast as he could.
technically 22 seconds earlier.
22 seconds later is the title of the thing.
Yeah, but technically they got there earlier.
Oh, you know what? You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
God, maybe there's a way to,
That's why
like,
you'll see people.
I don't know, maybe
Wait, did you want?
maybe there's a way of understanding that Unda knows and I do not. But I hadn't thought of that before.
Yeah,
Uh,
it happens.
you
Um, but
do.
yeah, are we in the proper live?
Yes, we are. We are properly live. This is why I tell people there is a playlist for you now. There's also just a playlist of 22 seconds
Oh,
later that will, of course, grow as we talk. That's the magic of
yeah,
talking.
that's the magic. And also, the magic is that we also enjoy this fic, so therefore we can listen to ourselves.
This is true. We
I've
make
done
it
that.
so that
Like,
we can listen to it. Selfish
I
altruism in
too
action.
crave, yeah. It's like I too crave like an audiobook version of this. That's why I'm doing this.
There's whisperings of other people starting up some stuff, but I like haven't seen too much in the Gift of Gab channel, so I don't know how like for real that is versus wishful thinking.
Oh, wait, starting up of what? Other undefects or
Not someone wants to do like a more voice acted version of AU.
oh,
So
that'd be
less
neat.
less of the live stream reading, more of the I guess Dave's Broken Diamond Club. Um, Maybe hopefully better than that in timing, if nothing else.
No, I love Dave's Broken Diamond Club.
Thanks, I love it too. It's just a really like editing is such a long process for me because I'm very particular about it. And I took classes for like audio editing and shit, but my classes were all taught by someone who kept talking about doing stuff with physical media, of like literally cutting reels and whatever.
Oh,
And it was not super useful for someone trying to work in a digital medium and figure out like how do.
how do, sir, how do?
Sir, how do. Um, so I'm very much like self-taught and self-perfectionist about it, and that's why it's
Yeah,
lovely, and it's also why it's slow.
understandable. Oh yeah, do we want to introduce Fionn and Duan since we have them in the corners?
Yeah, let's get them up here. Ah, Discord, of course.
Look at our beans.
So
Look
many
at them.
beans.
I drew those motherfuckers.
He did. And they're fucking fantastic. Nerdhilistic. They make me happy.
It took so fucking long.
Such is life. In
Yeah.
the lower left is Duan, a they them Ganshi, and on the right is Fionn, a he him psychopomp. Um, they're they're basically, we were talking, of course, as we were starting up this whole process, rereading through 22 seconds later, and we were like, wouldn't it be lovely if if
We had our own little guys.
yeah, if they were little guys, like, because it was the question of like, what do all of the gods think looking in on this nonsense? What are their takes on the gossip and the horror?
Yeah. And essentially, these two characters kind of became their own thing.
Yay.
Um, and yeah, if you don't know what a psychopomp is, they're just, guide the dead, whereas Banshee slash Ganshi, which Ganshi is just non-binary Banshee,
Woo!
uh, whew, they mourn the dead, they cry for the dead, whatnot. And basically, these two became minor death gods. They showed up because Karkat was supposed. Well, doesn't matter if I say that because it's not really a spoiler.
I think it's a spoiler for the first half of this stream.
Okay, basically, shit goes down. They show up because somebody almost dies, and then they stay for the drama of it all, and then they kind of fall in love with everyone and are just watching everything go down.
So there are little AU creatures. AU is an especially fun one in my mind to like make little characters for.
Yes. But yes, they accidentally became death gods because they were caring for the dead that had nowhere else to go. And Aradia just kind of went, here, have your own little place.
Fucking cute.
Yeah. And they didn't get yeeted on account of they're just little guys.
They're just little guys, Your Honor. They're so small.
They would never hurt anyone, I say, as if Fionn would not gladly try to fist fight Jane.
Oh, for sure.
Especially because he is a mage of life. And she is out here with her fucking. She's famine, right?
Um, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, she's famine. He's out here getting ready to fucking fight Jane. And Duan is just like, I'll hold your flower, baby. I got you.
I got you.
I, I
We got
got you.
this.
Yeah, just watching shit go down.
So yeah, that's those are the little guys you see in the corners. They are. We have many thoughts about them that will maybe exist
Yeah.
in other lands. But for now,
And
shall we jump into the chapter?
probably, and also I think we forgot to mention that Duan is Jay's and Fiona's mine.
Yes. That is why
And they were muy real, Your Honor.
they're more rails. They're more rails and silly about it.
Yes. They're so good and I love them with my entire being. But yes, let's get into actually doing what we're here for.
I'm here for it. So, we'll read the little author's note and we'll be into the mess of it. So, for those who read Chapter 15 of Alternate Universe and wished and wondered what would have happened if they hadn't been just that late to arrive. For those who did that in this author's Discord, causing the monkey's paw to curl and grant this wish. A side fic of a different way this could have played out. Will absolutely spoil late game details in Alternate Universe. Will be updated for as long as Unda's brain goes with it.
Yes.
Oh,
All right, are you being the narrator or am I?
I think I'll start out as narrator, because I think you're gonna have a fair bit later on. Oh, right.
Lots and lots of me.
And remember these other things as like. Oh, right, sorry, never mind. Okay.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Thanks. You land and you're compelled to run down the hallway, Solix hot on your heels. There's two demons and a man with your face. It's bloodied and he opens his eyes to stare at you. The two demons look from the man to you and back again.
Who?
The man with your face starts and then changes what he's saying.
Help me. Stop them.
His order sears through your bones, and before you can think better, you launch yourself at the demons, attacking them. You slam bodily into the first, stab your sickle into his middle, and yank it upwards to the sound of blood and screaming. But the only thing going through your head is that you have to stop them.
Stop.
The demon staggers back, one hand clutching his middle and holding his guts in. There's two! Fuck! You didn't say there'd be two! The bleeding one shouts at the other.
Where did you get that? Give it here.
Solix snarls, but you can't listen to him, you can't focus, because you haven't stopped them yet.
What are you doing? Don't stop.
The man with your face demands. Something inside of you feels like it's going to rip, like you're going to throw up your spine or all of your organs are going to pop. Then finally something does. A band of written magic across your skin pops and twists as your body warps. Hands, your hands, grab the demon that you attacked. You throw yourself at him again, not caring about the sword in your shoulder, beyond determining that you're going to need to use your other arm to slam the demon repeatedly into the growing hole in the ground. He bursts, draining away into metallic blood in the ground, and then you turn on the other one.
Oh no, you're fucked. He's never actually tried to kill me, but I know. Shit.
Solix mutters, backing away with a knife in his hand. You attack the demon. One of your arms is stuck thanks to the sword, but you're fine with the other. He gets too close to you for you to use your sickle, and you don't want to do this. Why do you have to do this? You catch fire. Not regular fire, not the yellow and black hellfire that you've seen, but the white kind that you can make. The demon goes up like kindling, if kindling screamed. You killed two people. You just killed two people. Oh, fuck. You've been stabbed. You. Grabbing the sword in your chest, you realize that more happened than you'd thought. There's wings coming out of your back. Oh, not a demon, but very much like one.
You're an angel.
The man on the floor whispers. You open your mouth to say something, but you mustn't interrupt.
You were sent for me to protect me. That's obviously it. What about that demon?
The man asks.
I didn't come here to kill you.
Solix says quickly.
As if I'd believe that. Can't be trusted. You're plague.
The man hisses as he gets to his feet. Solix is looking back and forth from the knife you took from those demons to the guy you just saved.
Hey, I disarmed the guy, so...
Solix starts.
And now you mean to kill me? Angel, what's your name? Tell me.
He demands. Carcat Vantis, you blurt out without meaning or wanting to. As you said it, the letters felt funny in your mouth, as if they were heavier somehow. Solix winces a little as you say it.
They named you after me, to protect me. Kill him too.
The man orders you. Your sickle is in your hand again, and Solix sighs, his shoulders slumping. He palms the knife that he stole into whatever demon place he hides things. Instead of running from you, he moves towards you.
I'm going to get you out of this. It won't stick, but you are killing me. It counts. He didn't say you had to watch. It'll be quick.
Solix whispers, leaning in and nudging your arm so your sickle moves to his throat. You don't have to watch, but you can't look away, not when you're putting every atom of your willpower you have into fighting this. You can't resist, no matter how hard you try, and so your sharp sickle slices right through Solix's throat. He bleeds out immediately, dead by the time he hits the floor, and gone in a puddle of gold. Solix is dead. You just. No, he comes back. His deaths don't stick, but the other two demons are dead because of you, aren't they? Well, you didn't see any papers, so maybe they're not dead for good, but there was so much blood it's hard to know. You choke and sob in horror at what you've done. Solix told you that you'd never killed anyone with that weapon, and now you've killed 3 people with it, one of which was him.
What sort of holy warrior are you? Are you crying?
The man asks judgmentally. You made me do it! You snarl at him.
They're demons. Isn't that your job?
He points out. No! Who the fuck even are you? You demand, suddenly aware of the prickling feeling of your wings arching up angrily.
I am Concrete Vantus, and you will not curse like that at me.
He snaps at you. Oh, fuck this. No. This is the guy you've been remembering, isn't it? The guy who made you kill those training dummies he made too realistic, in preparation for situations like this, no doubt. You're leaving now.
Clearly, you're a little rough around the edges, or coming down here scrambled you somewhat. Still, I need to get home in case there are any more attacks. I want to show off your angelic nature to the HDL members, but I can't go around with you looking like that until then. You should put your wings away.
Kankri tells you. You don't know how to do that. You didn't know you had them at all until a few moments ago. But against your will, your body folds in on itself, painfully. This isn't the delicate ripple of form changing that you saw Terezi pull off. It's like shoving your bones through a hydraulic press and back into your body. It's not the way you should do it, but it's all you had. But it's all you had. You had to put your wings away. Kankri tuts at you and pulls you to your feet. What are you going to do? You need to get away from here, but you're stuck when he tells you to stay with him. You're stuck following along behind him, unable to talk as he lectures on and on about some speciest shit and how you showing up is proof that he was right all along. You're an angel. No wonder Solix can't stand you. But he let you kill him. He said he was going to get you out of this. You trust him not to kill you, a trust he clearly should not extend the other way. But if he said he'd get you out of this, then he will. He's the only hope you have. Everyone else is back in Salem and probably confused as hell as to where you went to. There's blood running from your shoulder, from a wound that's now completely healed. Kankri obviously didn't care or notice, but wait, you were wearing a raincoat earlier. Well, where is it now? You feel your own back, bending your arms behind you to do it, and find that your shirt and sweater are ripped to shreds. Your raincoat must have come off when the wings that you apparently have came out. Tradesy?
Yeah, of course. Cancri doesn't shut up the whole way back to his apartment, which is good in a way. It gives you time to think. He can make you do anything that he says, right? So clearly, you've got to be careful here. You don't want to murder the man, but you can't leave. Besides, there's no way of being sure that killing him would even free you from these conditions. The last thing you want is to be stuck near whatever is left of him when he dies. He can make you do things that you don't understand, that you didn't know you could do. What if there's a way to kill Sullix that does stick and he makes you do it? You can't tell him that Sullix isn't dead forever. Besides, if this guy is in the HDL, then he hates anyone who isn't human. Jade, Kanaya, your boss, Sullix. You could put more people in danger if you open your mouth. Not that you get a chance to do that with how much this guy rambles on. You have to find a way to stop yourself from doing what he says. You can't put anyone else in danger and you refuse to stay here. Cankry is currently explaining all of his awful videos and his shitty beliefs. You apparently can't talk when he's talking, and trying to get a word in the few spaces he leaves feels dicey. It feels dangerous in the same way that trying to work around that vow you made to Rose did. A tingle in your mind of edging too close to something you're not supposed to do. You don't seem to have to pay attention to what he's saying, which is good because you're too busy panicking. You've got to think. This is a magic problem, right? So think about it like that. Think about it like how you worded your deal with Sullux and how you should have worded your vow with Rose. You have to stay with him. What's the limit on that? You look around. You can look away from Cankry, so that's something. Carefully, you turn and walk around a little, only a few steps at first. You look back at Cankry ever so often, trying to act like you're listening, but simply pacing a little. This feels fine. Okay. Try the next room. The area is open plan, so you can walk into his kitchen and out of his line of sight. But you know he's still close, so that's fine. What are you doing? Cankry asks from his desk. Lying is probably a bad idea, but it doesn't feel like he's making you say everything.
I'm looking around, checking things out.
You say, technically true. Nothing magically trips you up. Okay, that works. Huh. Making him interrupt himself to ask you a question doesn't count as interrupting him. So there are ways around this. Cankry starts lecturing again, this time explaining the books on his bookshelf. He pauses. You can still hear me in there, can't you? Cankry checks.
Yes.
You answer him, managing to keep the rage out of your voice and letting it all show on your face instead. You're facing away, so he won't know. Think, Carcat. Think like Sullux. Think like a badly written spell doing what you said and not what you wanted. With your back to Cankry, you flick your phone out of its charm. You can't message Sullux because you don't have his Trollian. You need to get away from here. You're an angel. Cankry knows that, but he doesn't know that he made you. You get the very distinct feeling that letting him know how much power he might have over you is a very bad idea. What would make him let you go? He told you that you have to stay with him. So he has to change that. Maybe you open Google Maps and type in heaven. Obviously, it's not going to give you the plane of existence, but yes, there's a nightclub with that name. It's 30 miles away, but you have it. Time to try something. Really a problem of culture rather than species, but there's an undeniable nature problem in that entire nature versus nurture debate. Dr. Harley's early work on the Fae was controversial, and of course for academic oh, I'm gonna fucking eat Google Docs. So, sorry.
You're good.
Dr. Harley's early work on the Fae was controversial, and of course, for academic purposes, a lot of his texts were unpublished and redacted. But he made a lot of them privately available. Because, you see, changelings are really a prime case for taking an impure species and raising them in a better and human environment.
Cankry
Cankry
talks.
talks.
Oh. Sorry, my
Are
brain
you
was like, I
flopping
must be
in?
narrator again. I'm good to not be narrator, sorry.
Okay, I'll keep going.
Sorry.
Let me just sippy real quick.
Tea is good.
Hydrate or die straight.
No one wants that.
No. 1,000 furious words are building behind your teeth. You want to strangle him. You want to die just listening to him. You would, but you can't interrupt. So you dumbly raise your hand like a little kid in class. It's not interrupting, is it? Cankry looks at you quizzically and comes to a stop. He stopped talking.
You said to stay with you, and that's very important, of course. But I've just killed 3 demons, so I should leave. It's important that I go to heaven to talk about that.
You say ever so carefully. Heaven. Cankry breathes and nods. I suppose there are procedures for this. You won't be gone long, will you?
I don't know how long I'll be gone, but it's only to talk about everything that just happened and get instructions.
You hedge.
Before it felt like I was calling out to you specifically. If something was to happen, I could make you come back again, right? Cancri asks, clearly a little uneasy. If he wasn't a monster, you'd have more empathy for him. He was just attacked and saw 3 people die. But given that he made you murder 3 people, your empathy is an all-time low, for once. You hesitate too long enough for him to get another word in. You can go to heaven if you come when I call you, Cancri tells you, and the words clang into your soul painful.
I'll go now.
You say and walk to the door. To your relief, it seems that this permission overwrites his demand to stay with him. You hurry out of Cancre's apartment building, already looking at your phone. You have to go to that nightclub. If you don't, then this exception doesn't hold. You can feel the threat of it as you consider going anywhere else. You have wings, but you don't know how to fly. Putting them away hurts something awful, so the last thing you want is to get them out again. An alleyway up ahead gives you a moment of relief, but you have to chant under your breath that it's a shortcut. You're just going to heaven just like you've been allowed to. You have 3 left. Bring that down to 2.
Solix Captor, this is a deal question. Can you bring me here?
You choke out, staring at your phone screen. There's a flash of light, synthetic apple scent, and then Celix has his hand on your shoulder.
Can you take me here?
You repeat desperately because you're not going where you said. Fuck, let me. Celix pinches your map on the screen with his fingers, trying to work out where you're looking at. The world jolts in a puff of smoke, and then, all at once, you're standing outside of the nightclub. Heaven. You're where you said you'd be. Clever, Celix says quietly.
That feels.
You press your hand to your heart as the tension in your chest releases a little. It was like the edge of a heart attack. You look up at Celix and you're so relieved to see him alive and well that you start to tear up a little. Reaching for his throat, you touch the skin there and see that although he's got a scar that he didn't have before, it's clean and healed. He's fine. Come on, Celix murmurs and pushes you around the back of the nightclub. Around the back of heaven, the place that you're at, that you said you were going to and are at, like you said.
I'm so sorry. I didn't have a choice. I couldn't stop myself. He made me.
You choke out. I let you. If I
Satan,
run
hang on.
away, I would have driven you nuts, not being able
Hang on,
to.
buddy. You're going
Oh
robotic.
no! Oh no!
Hang on, let's try disconnecting, reconnecting. We will be right back. Oh, I guess we should do
Okie dokie.
this instead. Loading back up into infinity. Hello?
Whoa. Hello.
Hello! Thanks. It was just getting real disjointed.
Okay, I might actually need to take a few minutes break because I feel gross.
Yeah.
Let
No
me
worries.
go grab a fuck ton of ginger ale and I'll be right back.
Aye aye. Hmm. When the night is night and the moon is a moon. Let's get the lo-fi up. Yeah. This one. Hello, everyone. Alrighty. So, we're not feeling so great, so we are actually going to go ahead and call it here for today. We'll do a stream completing chapter 1 later on at some point. We'll let you guys know. We'll have it in, really the Goose server, the Discord server, pinned in the, description is where you should go if you want to get proper announcements. And we will chat more with you guys later. Remember to take care of yourselves. It's spring, which is always wonky for mental health. So try your best to get some sleep, drink water, listen to your people, and take space and time. So, hope y'all are doing great out there, and goodbye.